You could go through an exercise and say, what would you get if you crossed a Chevrolet with a Four Seasons, right? And what does that look like? What do people come up with? But the crossover is really pointing to the way other brands outside of our industry are starting to think about our industry. So certain fashion brands have already come into our industry, but since malls are starting to realize that their future is probably, the days are numbered, they are looking at our industry as a means to put their brands in front of consumers on a more regular basis, but in a meaningful way, because we're in the business of lifestyle. People come and live in hotels, don't they? So if you as a brand can put your product in front of individuals in a practical way, that's your new showroom. You're always trying to keep your brand fresh as a hospitality provider. A room is a room is a room. Yes, we can put subtle touches in it, but you aren't going to go through a major renovation or a cosmetic overhaul every single year or every single month. So these collaborations actually allow you to bring a whole different level of experience to the in-room and to the public spaces. So you've already seen, I think very recently, actually it was Viceroy did this with Hotels.com. They teamed up and created the Wonka room experience. And I believe there are Barbie suites. And that's an example where obviously mainstream media and cinema are trying to use the hotels as platforms to continue that story. But for a hotel, that gives them an opportunity to do something else with their real estate in a meaningful way that allows them to charge more for that experience. And it's highly memorable. So then you've got the shareability and a high level of engagement with your guests. Certain brands will be willing to enter into a sponsorship of sorts, depending on how much of the real estate they could obtain or have rights to, and to what degree are they going to embed themselves in your customer's journey. There are multiple touch points that we have along our customer journey. So there's obviously going to market, asking for the business and those various touch points. Then there's the engagement that happens before somebody comes to the property and to consume the product. Remember, we sell a promise of something until somebody shows up at the front door and physically starts that consumer journey. So in that piece of engagement, the partner can certainly be involved with us. And then it continues through the physical consumption of the hospitality experience, whether that's in-room, public spaces, food and beverage. If you happen to enjoy a great location where you have outdoor space or even a beach, really the opportunities are endless. And then there's the after show effect. How do you continue with that brand to build that engagement with that consumer? And of course, there's a huge retail component that sits around all of this. I mean, there's magic to it. You're constantly watching consumers, understanding how they're engaging with you, how are they buying, why are they not buying, what more could they buy, and using that information to redefine the real estate that you have. And I think of real estate as a canvas. And there's actually two core tenets that I keep in my mind. The overarching premise is that anything and everything is a inventory set, right? So a table, a chair, a bed, a space, even a small redundant corner is inventory to be sold, depending on how you choose to use it. And then with modern technology, everywhere and anywhere becomes a point of sale, because we can now create digital signage and points of engagement using mobile technology and AI to be omnipresent in that guest journey. Now, that's down to the consumer to choose if they would like us to be there with them, but certainly there is technology now available to enable that. So more and more brands now are starting to use more advanced text-based messaging using advanced AI to serve up timely messages and engagement as they're traversing the hotel estate. And that might be anything from just checking in with them to make sure that they have everything that they need, through to being able to understand where they are on the campus and bringing to their attention certain activities or locations near them that could be of interest to them. That might be a yoga class that's about to begin. That might be a marine biologist that's about to commence a fireside chat with a group before going out to the ocean to then walk people through the beach. And again, your imagination is the only limitation to what we can do. So those core tenets should drive everything in our product strategy, our service strategy, and allow us to create some very, very meaningful experiences.